right there on top of the moon. We could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care. Just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay.
Hi, so I just wanted to give you a little update on my current running, injuries and what we've got planned for this year.
I think it's hard how we always wait another day. How we watch things that can't just walk away. Let's live down by the water, watch it come and go home. I wish we were bold to like sail away.
So as you can tell, I'm on a run at the moment. Regretting not wearing the trail shoes today. It's muddy everywhere. Yeah, it's been a tough few months running wise. It's really not done much. Probably done a total of 20k since beginning of December, and that includes a video I did on the Munsell Trail. It was about 15k, but I'm on the way back now. Last few weeks I've been doing a couple of runs of just a few kilometers just to ease myself back in. So anyone who's not been following my videos, I pulled my calf in around, what was it, about middle of November. I kind of carried on, I managed it, it wasn't that bad, and it just deteriorated, to be honest. It got to the stage by early December where I was doing more damage than good. So I had a few months off, I had a few weeks off. But at some stage in December I seemed to develop some kind of what I thought was a hip injury. So I went and had some physio, and he said it's not the hip, it's a kind of tendon where the leg joins to the hip. So I had a couple of weeks rest, no improvement whatsoever, and that's gone on now for nearly 2 months, and it's only just starting to feel normal. But after a run it's still kind of tender the next day, so I'm just sort of keeping on. I've increased the strength work, but there's been some weeks where I've just not done anything. So I got to the stage where even walking was aggravating, so I really had to dial it back, and I had I've had a couple of weeks where I've just been so sedate, not much activity at all, and here we are. It's the end of January, so we should have been well into the training plan for the Sheffield Half Marathon. That's just been postponed this week. It was due to take place at the end of March. It's now been moved to the end of September, I think it is, which is incidentally 2 weeks before Manchester Marathon. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to do both. I always seem to come out of Sheffield Half Marathon with a few niggles, I think because of the hills. So I'm not sure if I'm going to risk that, doing those two. My target this year is the Manchester Marathon. I think I'll sit Sheffield Half Marathon out this year. But what I did want to talk to you about today is mental health and running injuries. Oh, in general, mental health isn't really something I would say I've suffered with, but it's always difficult. Well, it's difficult at the moment with everything that's going on with COVID and lockdown, but I do seem to struggle when I'm out for a period of time with injuries. I find myself kind of short-tempered, just lack of motivation in anything, and I think that seems to highlight more so at work. So it's been good to just have a few weeks off work at the moment, just to recharge the batteries. But what I do find is when I'm injured or when I can't run for any period of time, I find myself getting really kind of depressed and anxious, checking things like Facebook and Strava especially, just seeing people running, just, I don't know, just a feeling of being left out and being left behind, sort of worthlessness really, just a feeling of sort of that I've kind of let myself down. It can't be helped, but it's the same. I have to kind of unfollow anything running related on Facebook. I have to kind of snooze that for 30 days or unfollow. I just can't bring myself to read anything that's anyone doing anything to do with running. I don't know if anyone else finds that when they're out for any length of time, but I especially think it's not helped with the lockdown, because if I was carrying a running injury, I'd normally be down the gym doing a bit of cycling, but that's not possible at the moment, and I don't have access to a cycle. So I'll just try to keep active walking when I can, when I've felt able to. But I think it also impacts me as well, where I keep going for the comfort food, and that's made me put a bit of weight on over Christmas, and it's like a bit of a circle, because then I'm feeling a little bit down that I've actually put a bit of weight on after I lost around 2 stone last year. So I think I've put around half of that weight back on since I stopped running in December. Normally I'd just think of something in the future to look forward to, like a race or something, but it's not really possible at the moment, is it? The marathon seems such a way away. I have had injuries in the past. I was out for 6 months with some kind of stress fracture in my shin a couple of years ago, but I think what makes it worse this time is I was in such good form back in October. I was probably the fittest I'd been, I was the lightest I'd been any time throughout my adult life, so I was really on top of the world with the running, and that's all gone. Fitness is just 3 kilometers today, absolutely just out of breath after 30 seconds, so I think it's a long way back. So let me know if you've experienced something similar when you've been injured.
I wish we were bold to just fly away.
And I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.
It's